Hey out there, it's your boy Poppy No FOMO coming back to another video. You know what I like to do here is drop about 1 or 2 videos of what's currently taking my interest when it comes to collecting or investing. If you've been following my videos, what I've been buying a lot and collecting a lot of is Pokemon, okay? And if you've been under a rock, look, I don't know how I did it, but I timed it very well. My interests aligned with the current spike of interests of others in Pokemon, and now it's become an investable, marketable, sellable hobby. You know, I can enjoy it, adore it, and also make money off it. That's a big win. So, any case, what I want to do today is do a follow-up video to a video I released last week about what card? Of course, the Big Mac Pikachu. All right, so the Big Mac Pikachu. My last video, I mentioned three reasons why I believe is definitely something or a card that you should really collect and build a pile of. The card is beautiful, okay? And the 3 reasons why I believe that you should go ahead and pick up several, I'll repeat it again. One, it has a tremendous story behind it, okay? Anyone in the future who becomes interested in this card is going to be able to do some research, Google it, and talk and see about the craziness that happened around the release of this card. You know, Happy Meals all over the place. It's a sad thing to see food go to waste, but that story will drive interest into the card, and it's also something people can just share and talk about, right? So interest, credibility, value, story, it's fantastic. Number 2, scarcity, okay? Because of that craziness, McDonald's had to cut, and Pokemon had to cut the release of this card short, okay? It was scheduled to have a 3-day release, of which it turned out to be 1, because Pokemon didn't want to be associated with all the waste, and McDonald's didn't want to be associated with all the waste as well. So there's a scarcity of cards out there, and it was only released in Japan, which adds even more scarcity to the card. Number 3, IP. IP. The Pikachu is a strong name and character to Pokemon. McDonald's is a strong IP. Okay, the value meal has been around for several years. So what that means to me is that these 2 companies are going to be able to have marketability for years to come because they already have done it, right? So you got 1, exciting story that anyone can reference in the future. 2, scarcity because everything was cut short and it was only limited to release in Japan. And then 3, the IP strength behind Pokemon Pikachu, McDonald's Happy Meal, okay? So the follow-up video I want to do is pricing, okay? I've been collecting a few. I've gotten a few CGC 10s, and I want to just give you an example of should you be buying right now? Maybe bring up the idea that maybe you should wait to see if pricing comes down. Because remember, the card is only 3 months old. As of today, I think today is October 6th, 2025. Okay, so let's see if this video ages well. So in any case, so I got it on the screen here. What I want to bring up is that you got to have multiple stages or multiple venues to research against pricing, historical pricing, and performance, okay? For some reason, TCGPlayer, reliable, has become like the gold standard, which I don't see why. You know, it's easy to read the charts and stuff like that, but most people are just like depending on it and only depending on it. So you have eBay out there, you have TCGPlayer, and you got PriceCharting for cards out there. And I look at all 3 to determine, you know, is it a good time to buy some more? Is it okay to buy some more, or should I just wait? So in any case, so I brought up TCGPlayer, and I wanted to bring up what their mint values were. Okay, so let me change the condition. 29-year mints. The inventory is drying up over here. So as you can see, we've got near mints dropping, okay? As you can see, when it first came out, of course, $35, $40, you know, that was a good entry price. And then, of course, the story started getting out there. People got excited. A lot of YouTubers talked about it. So that's going to bring up the hype train. And we got it as high as 66. So $66 sold on TCGPlayer. And of course, as time goes on, you see pricing coming down. So we got $47.91. Right now, we have a few listed. You have 3 listed by Blue Label for $45.98. Then you have this large collector over here. They have 35 out there. It's insane. But $45.99. And then it just goes on. You got another person with 50, okay? So I hope they're here in the States and they're able to send it to you immediately. I don't know how they got a hold of all these, but, you know, 46, 49. Any case. All right, the next one I want to go to is PriceCharting. Okay. All right, what I like about PriceCharting, it has a nice smooth curve as far as the chart, and also it gives you suggested PSA grading prices, okay? And also it has the eBay pricing. So a good place to just consolidate a lot of information, you know, eBay pricing, a chart, PSA suggested costs, a lot of interesting thing here. That's why I don't like that people are just depending on TCGPlayer. We have a tool like this, it's fantastic. Any case, out there, you got some lunatics out there going for $90. Maybe they haven't updated the pricing. But 54, 65, 55, 60, 52, 79. So it's all over the place. More expensive than TCGPlayer. But there could be reasons why the data's all crossed all over. There could be some graded cards in here as well, which will be interesting to see once we go to eBay. But in any case, just like we saw in the last chart, $37.50, that's where it started. And of course, we have a peak price over here of $62.19. And then since it's eBay, we see a little bit of drop, right? So maybe TCGPlayer is the point, a good place to buy the card now. All right, so eBay is going to be all over the place for this thing. So this is all near mint or better. That was my screening. And then also, they're all supposed to be in the States. All available in the States because I want a fast delivery. Any case, so on eBay, you've got 49, 55, 41, 50, 57, 71, 59. Pricing's all over the place. This is the buy it now search. So as you can see, TCG may be you're the only place for an opportunity to buy this card inexpensively. What that means to me is that TCGPlayer is going to go cheaper in price over the next few days, maybe the next few weeks. The market is more consistent, which is why TCGPlayer has a lot more credibility, right? It's not the wild, wild west of eBay. It's not the unknown algorithm of price charting. TCGPlayer is definitely sellers versus sellers. It's a PvP stage out there, and the lowest price and the most credible store is going to get the business, okay? But any case, after saying all this, what do I want to say? What do I want to provide some insight to you? What I believe is that if this card gets under $40 anywhere, eBay or TCGPlayer or Facebook Marketplace, if you could find anybody local to you, if it gets under $40, just pick it up. Pick it up raw. Pick it up raw. Why? Because one, for the 3 reasons I mentioned at the beginning of the video, right? Great story, scarcity, strong IP. Pick it up because the PSA grading is going to be 3 to 4 times the cost. Right now it's $275 according to PriceCharting, right? That price may come down, but you're talking about a raw card that could turn into a PSA 10 easy to over $200, okay? And if you don't know or not confident still with buying this card, just think of the Pikachu felt hat Pokemon card, okay? If you don't know, go ahead and look it up. It has the same 3 reasons. 1, Crazy story. When the museum in Paris decided to do a collab with Pokemon, the card just, people flew all over the world to get a hold of these cards. Okay? Second, because they had a limited run, there was scarcity. Because it was only released in Paris, there was scarcity. And then three, the Paris Museum, Pokemon, strong IPs. It's rinse, wash, and repeat. Okay?